Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen man, when they said that the 71 and 72 Chevelles don't make as much power as the 70 models, they really weren't being honest with you. The reason why is because they first thought they changed the way they rated horsepower. That changed the whole game. Then you go ahead and you throw on a little bit of emission stuff and you lose just a couple horsepower there. So there's really only a small disparity between the horsepower of a 71 and 2 versus say a 70 or even older cars like that. But what I'm getting at here is these are becoming the collectible ones. This is a 72, 396, right? Matching numbers car. How many are left? This is the last year of this body style. And just like the 69 Camaros, that was the last year of that body style, have gone up in value so much that these are going up quick because the 70s are dragging these up with them. So this one here done in Cranberry Red, with matching numbers, engine and transmission, with the 12-volt, with Posi-Traction and all the goodies. I think you're going to be very impressed with, first off, how it drives, and secondly, its collectability along the way, especially if you can find a way to get it in your garage. All right, so let's talk about paint first, which I always like to do. Come on up here. All right. And tell me if this is good enough for you, because we could just read this right off of here if you'd like. Freshly rebuilt matching numbers Chevrolet 396 V8 325 horsepower. Huh? And on top of it, you can't even feel the stripes. So the cars had base coat put on, wet sanded, then they went ahead and striped it in the black, then they clear coated the whole top and back part of it, and with the vinyl top on it, first off, it looks like a convertible. I love the top on this car. This fits so well on a Chevelle. It's got the correct stripes. I love the cowl induction emblems that are on there. Now listen, the cowl induction emblems that are on there are stick-on. So if you don't like them, we didn't drill the pinholes for them, so you can take them off if you don't like them. I love them. I love the hood pins because I just think that it finalizes and says great things about the car, and says to me, I'm a muscle car. All right. New bezels that are in here, wheel lip molding. It's got the correct wheels on it. BF Goodrich radial TAs. Inside here, okay, is power disc brakes. All right, let's walk around the back for a second because I like to talk about this here because this still is a great looking piece of a muscle car. The stripes just say that I'm going fast and I'm sporty. The bumpers and taillights on these look great, and the big fat tips on the back say I got power, and 9 times out of 10, that's what most people, if you decide to race somebody, are going to see. I'm not suggesting you race anybody because I would never do that myself personally, but let's just say you decided on your own without any prodding from me to take this out, and some guy, threatens you, okay, with your manlyhood. This is the car you want to do it in because you know what? This thing rolls down the road, all right? And more importantly, even though it's still matching numbers, it's had some modifications done to the inside of the engine, so it's got a little more power than it would have had from the factory, so you are losing no power to any other car that's out there, especially if it's a stock car, okay? All right, now, let's head under here and see what a nice job the guys here at Flemings have done detailing the engine compartment. All right, one important thing too is these lanyards right here. These are vinyl coated. Make sure that if you're buying a car and they have these, you want them vinyl coated. Some people don't do that, or they're old, they all break off because you don't want it to scratch the paint, okay? All right, let's see what my guys have done as far as engine detail goes. All right, so this looks really, really nice. Sam did a great job on here. 396 cowl induction air cleaner. It's got the call outs there like it's supposed to. It's got the battery topper right here, and then all detailed in here with the correct chrome valve covers. Very nice that you can go to a show, open the hood, show it off if you want to. If you don't want to show it to anybody, you don't have to, but sooner or later, someone's going to ask you to look under the hood, and it's going to look like this. You go, yeah, you know what? I'm really proud of this. And as we're finishing up the detailing here, we have the new, we've got the correct paint for the underneath of the hood, and we have new insulation. It didn't get here in time. I wanted to do the video. That'll be done by the time you get the car. It'll look fabulous, and then when you go to a car show, you're gonna be like, wow. I'm already like, wow, and I work here. All right, let's take a peek at the trunk. Okay, nicely detailed, new mat, spare tire cover. And you say, what's the big deal about a spare tire cover? Well, the spare tire cover covers the spare tire, and 99% of these cars don't even have a spare in them. This one happens to have it. Gives you some idea of the kind of car that you're getting, which is nice. Got the jacking instructions decal there. It's painted nicely underneath here. The stripes complete and stop like they're supposed to. And everything else looks great. This right here is nice too because you can't feel these stripes. They've been clear coated enough over so that, sorry, there's a little bit of dust there. so that you can wash and wax this car for a really long time and not worry about the edges of the stripes starting to tear and fade away. All right, let's check out the inside for a second. Okay, come on inside here. Come on inside. Okay, we have a couple of things left. New steering wheel. You say the steering wheel looks great. I don't understand why you need one. Well, it's got a tiny little crack in here. I don't want you to have a crack in the wheel. Not that it's dangerous, because there's actually a metal ring buried inside the steering wheel. But I want it to look nice so that you can go to a show, okay? All the gauges are nice and tucked in there. This has the factory tach rally dash, and they didn't always have that. You know, only things standard were speedometer and a fuel gauge. And even in the SS dash, you got mostly idiot lights. In this case here, it has a full array of gauges. So it has the fuel, water temperature, this has a clock, and volts, and the tachometer that we just talked about as well. And like I said, we'll be putting the stock radio in here. You should ask us, because most people ask us to do it, is we hide a digital sound system in the glove box there. It's not very much money, and it has the AM, FM, CD, satellite, iPod. You can stream your iPhone to it without having to open the glove box, or you can get a remote with it as well. And this way it keeps the dash all looking stock inside here, but you get your cool tunes to go riding with. Buckets and a console. Don't minimize that, man. You didn't have to get buckets to get a Super Sport, okay? And here you have the buckets and the console. That's a $2,000 conversion if it didn't come with it from the factory. So make sure that you get those kinds of things. Headliner's been done, the dash has been done. Everything in here is just really nice. And then when I fire up the car, you'll hear why. This is why people buy these size cars, because first off, there's some room in the back to take another couple out, or the kids or something like that, and go cruising, go to dinner, go to the beach or whatever, and there's room up front for you to pose. Nobody cares about anything but posing. Don't pretend like you're not shallow like me. I am super shallow. Like, if you were thirsty, don't come see me, because there's so little water in this reservoir of shallowness in this well, I call it, okay? But for me, this is how I ride. Slow and slow, but look how much room I got. 6'1", I got room to pose, and even if I'm looking geeky and nerdy like I am right now, I still like to have some room to pose, okay? So you can do that, all right? And I'm sure your wife or your husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, the kids, whatever, will be very impressed with the way you cruise with the room that you have in here, all right? Enough of my rambling. I'll fire it up for you so you can hear what it sounds like. All right, as we close up this video, let's recap some of the important parts on here. Things we forgot about, things that I maybe didn't mention or whatever, I'll revisit again. Matching numbers, 396, real Super Sport Chevelle, right? Power disc brakes, power steering, right? A little more power than it came with from the factory. This thing rolls on down the road very nicely. Buckets, console. We're just finishing up the restoration on a couple small pieces that I told you about. And I look down here, don't forget the tachometer in the dash too, with all the gauges, little stuff like that. That dash alone can cost you $2,000 to convert it to that style dash if you have one or you're trying to make a Chevelle and restore it. So this here, as you walk around, from the clear coating of the stripes, the hood pins, the detail under the hood, it's a great, great car, man. If you let us help you find a really cool car, call us, 301-816-1000. Find a way to get this real 72 Chevelle Super Sport in your life.